Hi everyone, I'm Fed from the Peak Design Roller Development Team.
And I'm Liv, also from the Peak Design Roller Development Team.
And this is the Peak Design Roller Pro Carry-On.
We think this bag is a work of art.
Oui, oui. Ce travail s'articule d'un intérêt pour l'universalité de l'expérience de voyage, combiné au sens collectif du sublime.
Oh mon Dieu. We also think this bag is a masterpiece of engineering.
3K weave, carbon fiber, slim drive trolley.
Cord hook internal retention system.
Magnetic, snap-tan.
Hybrid polycarbonate and VersaShell construction.
We designed Roller Pro to set the new high bar in rolling luggage. And today we're going to go through every single feature and function to show you how it works and how you can get the most out of it.
Allons-y.
First off, we've got a separate video with loadout examples so you can see how Roller Pro integrates with our ecosystem of camera cubes and packing tools. Link to that in the description.
Secondly, we've included timestamps in the description so you can more quickly find what you're looking for in this video.
And thirdly, we'd like to start off with a note on our design process. We drew up our first bag sketches way back in 2017 with red ideas like ultra-thin space-saving handles, hybrid hard and soft constructions, and it took a few years before we started engaging with manufacturers. But when we did, we learned some things.
For one, a vast majority of roller bags out there are made by just a few factories, and these rollers are built from stock components ordered right from a catalog. Pick your trolley, pick your shell, pick your handle, and then lightly customized to match your brand's aesthetic.
And then the factories told us that our ideas just would not work with stock components, that they couldn't be done. So we spent the last couple of years working closely with our partners to build a new kind of roller, one with entirely custom parts, designed from the ground up to hold more, to drive better, to protect your stuff better, and very importantly, to look better.
Did we reinvent the wheel? No, but we did reinvent just about everything else, creating innovations that we think will become industry standards for years to come.
All right, enough tooting our own horn here. Let's get down to business.
Roller Pro Carry-On is, you guessed it, global carry-on compatible. It measures 56 by 36 by 23 centimeters or 22 by 14 by 9 inches. When expanded, it goes from 23 to 28 centimeters deep, adding 5 liters of capacity. Great if you want to take home some San Francisco sourdough with you. But they might ask you to check it.
All right, now we're on to the fun stuff. Let's start with the most eye-catching and innovative feature, the Slim Drive Trolley. Press this anodized aluminum button to unlock the handle, and voila. You got rigid, super flat, ultralight, 3K weave, carbon fiber tubes. The tubes are also very gently tapered around here, so as you pull them up, they become even more tightly seated around the base. This makes for an incredibly stiff and responsive handle. Compared to the telescoping tubes found on other rollers, Slim Drive has no extra joints and no slop. It's also way more low profile than a traditional trolley, which reduces wasted space inside of your bag. You're probably familiar with the floppy liners in traditional rollers. One of the reasons they're there is to hide those big honkin' tubes. But with the Slim Drive Trolley, we ain't got nothing to hide. So we went with this very premium compression molded felt interior, so it feels more like the trunk of a luxury car and not like this. The handle has 2 locking heights for different preferences. And finally, we've got the wheels. 4 custom smooth glide casters with high quality bearings, grippy tires, a super durable construction, and we pushed the wheels outboard as much as we could, which allowed us to extend the main volume for even more packable space.
We questioned many roller bag conventions in our design process. The 50-50 clamshell style opening is ubiquitous. It's just how roller bags seem to be made these days. But it doesn't give you much more space to pack stuff. It just takes up more space when you're packing and unpacking. And when you travel, space is at a premium. So we designed a drawbridge style opening that gives you the same amount of packable volume with half the footprint. This lets you pack and unpack in tighter spaces, with the added benefit of creating a compact mobile command center for visualizing and accessing your stuff. The opening has these 2 burly friction hinges that are precision tuned for a soft opening and closing experience. And these 2 drawbridge cords are adjustable so you can set the lid resting angle. To tighten, move the knot down and pull through. To loosen, push the knot up, press in this little button and pull on the longer side. You can also unhook and remove the cords for full lid extension, like this. To reattach, just find the loop at the end of the cord and cow hitch it like that. Nah, just kidding, do it like this. Inside the main hatch is the organization panel, which plays two main roles. First, organizing small stuff, accessories, toiletries, chargers, that kind of stuff. The pockets have a translucent front, so you can visualize the contents, and a stretchy back, so it expands as you put more stuff in there. Secondly, it creates a separate space from the main compartment, which is a good spot to put a delicate garment, like a dress shirt, something like that, or perhaps a way to separate your dirties from your cleanies. You may not always need the organization panel. Perhaps you've packed all of your things in Peak Design packing cubes and pouches. In that case, unzip, roll it up, and cinch it with this cord down here. We call this burrito mode, and it gives you a single taller main packing volume. Hidden behind the organization panel are a couple other neat features. In here, we've got a little pocket for storing an air tag, tile, or other tracking device, or an emergency where there's original. My favorite. And up here, we have a hidden stash pocket for sensitive items like cash, passports, and hallucinogens. The pocket has a hook and loop closure, and this random saying that somebody put there, and we don't really know who, but it wasn't bothering anybody, so we just kept it there.
In addition to the main opening, there's also another storage space here. We call that the EDC Pocket. And EDC is bag nerd language for everyday carry, in case you didn't know. This is the perfect place to stash things you frequently access, like your headphones, your glasses, your wallet, your laptop, your charger, travel documents, you know, wherever else. There's one big pocket and two small ones, and they're both made out of a super soft, stretchy, durable span. Inside one of them, there's even an aluminum carabiner style key tether. And on this side, there's a protected sleeve for a laptop or tablet. It fits computers up to the size of a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and there's a dense EVA foam pad on the outside to protect it from bumps and shocks. At the top, right here, there's a pretty nifty feature we called the snap tent. The snap tent prevents your laptop from accidentally spilling out, and it does so automatically. So no need to remember to fasten a Velcro strap or anything like that. Don't believe me? Watch this.
Hey, Ben, Ted, man, hey, can we talk about this?
Witness, snap tent. Snap tent is always there when you need it, but it's never in your way. When you open the EDC Pocket, snap tent hinges forward for your easy access to your stuff back here. The EDC Pocket and the organizational panel share the same volume, so you can think of this as a flex space.
Pro tip.
When your organizational panel is empty, you'll have more space in your laptop sleeve, and vice versa. We designed it this way to give you maximum capacity and flexibility. Sometimes you keep your laptop in a separate bag. When you do that, you'll automatically get that space back in your roller to pack more. And keep in mind that you can always use the expansion zip when things get tight.
Ask any traveler what they want in a roller bag, and you're bound to hear words like protection, durability, and security. That's why bomb-proofing this thing, especially for those rolling around with camera gear, was one of our top design priorities. Roller Pro features a unique hybrid construction, a rigid polycarbonate shell overlaid with EVA foam and skinned with our proprietary weatherproof versus shell fabric. Weatherproof versus shell. Weatherproof versus shell. This gives it the structural rigidity of a hard-sided roller with an added layer of shock dampening. It also creates a really protective bag that doesn't just look like a big plastic cube. This 500D VersaShell nylon is a heavy-duty version of the same fabric found on the rest of our everyday and travel bags. It's incredibly strong, abrasion-resistant, it's weatherproof, it ages gracefully, and it gives the Roller Pro an aesthetic that is beautiful and distinct, yet familiar and understated. Don't look away. The rear of the bag has 4 curb bumpers to offer an additional layer of scuff protection. They help the bag sit flat on non-smooth surfaces and keep the bag from sliding around on smooth surfaces. These burly No. 8 UltraZips are another proprietary innovation we incorporated. They contain ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene thread, making them substantially more durable and abrasion resistant than standard zips, so you can rely on them for years to come. These zips are easily lockable using any third-party travel lock, both shackle and cable locks. To lock it, first one must pop it. Then, locate the loop on the EDC zipper path. Bring all 3 zippers to that location and push the EDC zipper pull through the loop. And pull it through. Then pass the lock through the 3 metal rings on the zippers. And you're done. You can also lock the zippers individually. Lock the EDC zip to this loop here. Or lock the main zips to one of these cord loops along the zipper path. Some of you may be wondering why we didn't build in one of those TSA locks into the bag, and the answer is pretty simple: they suck. So I can unpack that a little bit. First off, they're really bulky. They dig into the bag and you have to pack around them. They take up packable volume. Secondly, they worsen the zipping experience. They force you to use these oddly shaped zipper pulls that actually fit into the lock, and they're really unpleasant and unergonomic to use. Thirdly, our user research found that most people, even heavy travelers and photographers, they don't really lock their rollers. Rarely or never. So instead of building in a rarely used feature that adds bulk and degrades the user experience, we opted for a simpler design that gives you the flexibility to lock the bag or not. Choix de jour.
Now let's run through the remaining internal and external features that we haven't discussed yet. Around the outside of the bag, you'll find 4 grab handles for easy handling. 3 of them are made from internally padded nylon webbing, and the one at the bottom matches the outer shell material. Roller Pro also includes this sleek, low-profile, laser-cut Hypalon ID tag, and you can write your contact details inside it with a pen or marker. Right here. We recommend something permanent with a fine tip, like this fine tip Sharpie. When you first write in it, it's a good idea to let it sit open for 5 to 10 minutes so the ink can dry. When attaching it, make sure you first attach the smaller end to the rivet, like so, and then attach the larger end on top of it, like this. We designed this feature so that it's the exact same width as the handle, and it just kind of sits there incognito. Last but not least, let's talk about the cord hook system. Roller Pro utilizes a proprietary technology that we call cord hook to help with both internal and external storage. Internally, you'll find the cord hook internal retention system, an elastic, ultra-high molecular polyethylene cord with 2 nylon hooks. If you want to keep stuff in your bag from shifting around during travel, simply connect the hooks to the cord on the opposite side. This can be done with one hand. The hooks are removable and repositionable, so you can experiment with different layouts. The cord also has a tension adjuster that you can dial in as well, back here. Want more tension or less? Let me show you how to reposition these. So the cord hooks have a 2-state security system, and if you want to reposition it, you should hear 2 audible snaps. If you want to put it in a different spot, you should hear 2 clicks. There you know it's not going to fly out. When not in use, the cord hook system stays completely out of your way, unlike the unwieldy straps and panels you'll find in traditional luggage. We also integrated the cord hook system on the outside of the bag. There are 12 gear loop attachment points around the perimeter of your bag, giving you the flexibility to carry a range of things on the sides, the front, or on top of the bag. Your Roller Pro comes with 2 elastic cord hook gear loops. These allow you to carry things on the outside of the roller, like a jacket, a tripod, whatever else you can think of. Consider these like an extra set of hands when you're rushing through the airport or on a shoot.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, greetings from the flight deck. We're going to go ahead and ask you to fasten those seatbelts. Looks like we're headed towards some massive pro tips.
You ever see how pilots carry a second bag in front of their roller? Well, now you can be just like them. Take one of your gear loops and cow hitch it to one of the gear loops on top of your bag. Now pass the cord loop through the top handle of your second bag. Then hook your cord loop to the gear loop on the opposite side. And lastly, pull the slack on your cord loop for a snug fit.
That is not how I would do it, Ben.
You're not a pilot! And there you have it. You got pilot carry.
Photography and videography is in Peak Design's DNA, so it'd be pretty silly if we didn't design this roller with creatives in mind. Lucky for you, we are never silly. If you're the camera gear lug-in type, now your photo roller and your travel roller are one and the same. Roller Pro is designed to perfectly fit Peak Design camera cubes, both our existing sizes and our brand new extra large size, which was specifically designed to fit in Roller Pro. Like a glove. Roller Pro has 8 stowable C-clip connection points. Before you connect your camera cube, you can remove the foam insert and tuck the lid so that you're just one zip away from your camera gear. Use the C-clip to attach your cube to the connection point. Bam! Instant access. Use the organization panel to store smaller things like batteries, cards, filters, and other accessories, whether you're an event photographer constantly on the move or you're working in the studio. Roller Pro is your mobile creative command center. Your gear and your workstation totally organized, totally protected, and totally portable. If you want a better sense for how much photo gear this roller fits, we've got a separate loadout video for that. Link in description. Oh, all right. Guess we got magic or something going on. Oh, what? How?
And that brings us to the end of this very long, very detailed video.
Peak Design has launched a ton of bags over the past decade, and every time we do, our customers say the same thing.
Great, but when are you gonna do a roller?
This is the most asked for product we've ever made, and we're proud to answer that demand with a truly special product that, in our humble opinion, is light years beyond anything else.
Like all PD gear, Roller Pro is guaranteed for life, and if you ever have any issues or questions, hit up our friendly customer service team.
Or get face-to-face help from a gear expert at one of our beautiful retail stores. As always, thanks for your support.
And bon voyage, Lizards. Je suis le pomme adorable.